Good evening once again. Today is our day 20 of this capacity building training for 1,000 Nigerian civil servants on ICT, which is organized by Hammad Technologies and Consultancy Limited. So, as we said, this training is going to last for about 40 days, and today is our day 20. So, like always, we start by showing our outlines. That is what we are going to cover for today. And our outlines for today goes like this. We are going to have a recap on day 19. We will briefly discuss what we have done on day 19. Then today, we'll show you how to create a CV. That's curriculum vitae or vitae. It depends on how people call it. Then we'll have question and answer session, then conclusion, and finally call it a day. So, recap on the 19 is supposed to be the 19. So, yesterday, we have shown you how to create a formal letter. We have seen how to create a formal letter, how to put your address, the sender's address, and the receiver's address. And we have also seen how to add signature, either by using design menu bar or by taking a picture of the signature, then upload the picture, remove the background, and give it a black color. So we have also seen that, and we have also seen, although that one is known to everyone, how to make your formal letter in a professional way by using professional tones and by avoiding using of abbreviation. We have also seen that. So today we are going to show you how to create a CV. We'll show you how to create a CV. Although CV is known to everyone, most of you here, I can say none of you here, there is no person here that doesn't have a CV. At least if you did not create the CV by yourself, maybe you have gone to Cafe, they have created the CV for you. So I know you have created 1 to 2 CV. So, but I will just briefly explain what CV means, although it is known to everyone. So I will just do that we'll just explain that. As you all know, we normally develop a CV when we are trying to apply for a job, maybe in a either government job, NGO job, private company job. So it depends on what you want to do with the CV. So you just sit down and create it in a polite way that it will sound and represent and be representable. So normally a CV is just a formal document which provides it just provides summary of your maybe personal education, skills, work experience, and what you have achieved. So you just summarize. It's like you summarize all your life in just 1 to 2, 3, or 4 pages. It depend on how you want to create the CV. So you just summarize your life inside a one document. So that's just CV. And you know, CV is very important, yeah, because it will help our employers know your qualifications and the skills you have. Instead of till when you come to interview, they will start asking you, so what do you have? What no. By before you even go there for interview, they have gone through your CV. So they'll just be asking you, so in your CV, you have write so thing. So can you briefly explain? Oh, you said you have worked with so organization. So can you briefly tell us what happened during your work with them? So before you go there, they have briefly gone through your CV. Instead of when you go there, they will start asking you your CV. And it will just provide a quick career summary. It will just provide a quick career history of your life. And it also create like let's say impression when you are applying for a job. So that's just a small important of CB. So like yesterday we have shown you some part of formal letter. So also today CV has some part. Yeah, CV has some part which include you start with your personal information, career objectives, or your professional summary. with short statement on your career and goals. Then your personal information is just your name, address, your phone number, your email, and what have you. Then your educational background also is part of your CV, your work experience, the skills you have, what you have achieved, and the certifications you have, your hobbies and also interest. Then finally, what all CVs have at their final draft is referees. Yeah, it's referees. So some people used to put referees, but some people doesn't use to put it. So a CV is just important tool maybe for job application, and for you to create a CV, your CV has to be clear and well structured, and it also has to be professional. Please, you have to make your CV to be professional because you have to highlight all your strength and suitability for the position you are applying for. So you have to highlight all that. So now, without wasting our time, we'll just go straight and just draft a small CV, a simple CV. So now let me share my word again. Yeah, so now I believe you can all see my screen. So, as always, you have to set our paper by coming to this layout. You have to change our paper to A4, please. This orientation here is already in portrait, then this margin is already in normal. So I think we are good to go. So now, but before we start, please, uh, you know, as world is developing, yeah, the world we are into now is developing, please. And things are changing. So maybe the way they used to create CV before, it may not be the way they used to create it now, please. So as the world is changing, so a lot of things are changing, please. A lot of things are changing. So the way we used to create CV before, so maybe how we create it today is different from how they used to create it before. As I said, the world is changing. So when the world is changing, human beings too need to change, please. So now, so as I said, our CV has some part, and the first part is our personal information. So our personal information, I said it will include your name. Normally, yes, your name, your address, your phone number, and maybe your email. So, some people before, please, before this is how we develop, we just write Corey, column. So this is how we start creating CV before. Then you come here and start writing your personal information. So no, so please, I don't say they don't accept this CV, this format, please. But this method of creating CV is an old method, please. But I don't say they don't accept it, please. So now, since the first part of our CV is our personal information, right? So you just press Control E, come to the center of of your paper. As I said, our personal information, the number one is is your name. So let's take for example, let's say let's just pick any name. Let's take for example, let's use Ahmad Sani. So you see, now I've started with my personal information, which is what? My name. Then the next thing is what? Is my address. So now, my address, let's take for example, Chudunwada. Sorry, please. Let's say Chudunwada, Premier Road. Let's say Chudunwada, Premier Road. Yeah. Let's say we can say yes. Let's say no, it's too much. Just Chudunwada, Premier Road. Then let's just include, let's say, Gusau, let's say Zamfara, Zamfara State. So you see, now after this is personal information. After your name, then your address. If your house has a number, you can include the house number, but if it doesn't have, so you can just leave it like that. Then the next thing is your email. So let's say, for example, let me just use, let's say Aliyu, or let's just use any email. Let's say Ahmad Sani 20 at gmail.com. Then then phone number. Let's say 070 65 40 58 70. So now this will represent your personal information, please. This will represent your personal information, your name, your address, your email address, and your phone number. But normally this phone number, let's use our country code plus 234. So now, as you can see, so now we have to remove the spacing, please. Just come to this, then remove space. Then now, I think we can highlight all and change the font style to Times New Roman. So now, then this your name now. You have to bold it. Then come to this increase font size. So you have to increase it. No, this is too much. So I think this is okay. Then these two, let's say, just give it 12. So you see. So now, if we like, we can use a ruler to drag it up so that you have enough of it. Yeah, you can just drag it small. I think, yeah, like this is okay. So now, this is all about what? This is all about our personal information. As I said, so this is the first part of your CV. Your name, your personal information, which includes your name, your address, yes, your residential address, then your email address, and then your phone number. So now, moving to the next part, which is your career objectives. Yeah, as you all know, whenever you're applying for a job, whether NGO job, whether government job or company job, it depends on the job you are applying. So you will have a career objective, please. So now let's say career objectives. So now this one, I can just highlight it. Then you can just customize it, small customization, please. Then let me, yeah. So let me just customize it small. So we can make this black, then make this white. Sorry, make it white. So you see, now this is your career. So maybe this one, let's give it 14. So now, so you can put anything on your career objectives. So now let's just generate uh let's just generate a small career objectives, please. So I can just say it's equals to rand. Sorry. No, this is too much. So let's just leave it like this. I think this is okay. So then this one, let's turn this to 12. So now, so this is your career objectives. Just make it, just justify it. Yeah, it is already in justify. So this is your career objectives. You know, you have to put a career objectives. Maybe you are applying on based on what you are applying for. So you have to, you have to have a career objectives. So I think so now this is your career objectives. Then now to make our work easier, I think we can just copy this. Control C. Then we'll come and paste it here. Then the next part is what? The next part is our educational background. Some people just call it education. Let's say, sorry, on this. Yeah. Let's say educational background. So now, let's say after our career object, so but this one there is supposed we're supposed to add a space. That's let's say add space, yeah, after paragraph. So even this one too, let's just add a space after paragraph. Yeah. So then your educational background, please. So now, before your educational background, so before your educational background, you put primary school, secondary school, so then you come and put your maybe BSc, MSc, or PhD. So now the modern CV, please. I don't say they don't accept the old method of developing CV, but the best advice, please, is just include your recent education. You have done primary school, you have done secondary school, and you have done BSc. So just put the BSc only. Then maybe if you have done primary school and secondary school, so don't include primary school, just put the secondary school. That's the latest education. The latest qualification you have is the only one you put, please. That's the highest qualification you have. So let's take, for example, now in my educational background, let me turn this to 12. Let's take, for example, I have, let's say, BTech. Yeah, let's say BTech, information and communication, communication technology. Let's say BTech, information and communication technology. So from which school? Let's say KB State. Let's say KB State University of Science, Science and Technology, Aleru. So let's say this is my this is the school I've attended. Then let's say, so which year? Which year did you get the certificate? So let's say 2024. So you see, this is what I have for this. Then I think let's just remove this space after paragraph. Let's just give it. So this is about my qualification. Let me just, yeah. So this is my educational background. So it's BTech, Information and Communication Technology. Maybe you can add in bracket, let's say ICT. BTech, Information and Communication Technology, KB State University of Science and Technology, Aleru, 2024. So the next thing, which is the next part of the CV now, is your work experience. Work experience, please. So then let's say work experience. So you have to put your work experience. So let's just, yeah. So then let's bold it, please. Control B. So then let's make it 14. You have to maintain the same font style. So you see, then so this is my my working experience. So now you can put anything in the in your working experience, please. So now my work experience. So maybe let's say, for example, let's say I'm ICT instructor. Let's say ICT, and you have to start with the recent work experience, please. Maybe you have done a work 2020, 2021, 2022. You start with 2022, please. So let's say ICT instructor. Let's say ICT instructor. So ICT instructor at which company? Now let's say Hammad Technologies and Consultancy Limited, right? So which year? And you just give a small space. Maybe from 2022, let's say I'm still currently working, let's say so, to present. To present. So you see? So then after this now, this is my first qualification, right? This is my first working experience. So you have to briefly explain what you are doing based on this working experience. So maybe as an ICT instructor at Hammad Technologies and Consultancy Limited from 2022 to present, so maybe you have done so many programs. So you just list the programs. You can just use a bulletin, you see? So under this ICT instructor, Hammad Technologies and Consultancy Limited, so maybe let's say, for example, let's use this training. Let's say capacity, capacity building for 1,000 Nigerian civil servants. Civil servant on ICT. You see? Then maybe you can add another program. Let's take, for example, let's say nationwide. Sorry, please. Nationwide graduates, IT, let's say IT employability skills, IT employability skills. So maybe these are the programs you have taken under when you are an ICT instructor at Hammad Technology and Consultancy Limited. Or maybe you are applying for a job you are applying for a job with an NGO. So maybe you have worked with other NGOs before. So you can put maybe I'm maybe field enumerator with, let's say, International Rescue Committee 2023. So under it, you can explain. So maybe you have gone so village and conduct some survey. So you can just list as much as work experience. All the work experience you have, you can just list them here. Then the next part is the skills you have. Yeah, you have to include the skills you have. So what skills do you have? So you have to include the skills. The skills you have. So this one too, let's just decorate it small. Then let's highlight it and bold it. Then let's give it 14. So you see? So now we are in our skills. Okay. Then changes. So now let's say the skills you have. Then you can also use bulletin. So maybe you are proficient in office packages. Proficient. Let's say proficient in Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office. Then, so maybe you can, there are a lot of packages. So let's say, for example, Word, PowerPoint, and maybe Excel. So this are your proficient skills. If you like, you can add another proficient, all the proficient skills that you have. Maybe you have, let's say, for example, let's say basic in design. Basic in design. Let's say, for example, basic graphic design. Basic graphic design. Maybe you are fluent in communication. Maybe you have a strong communication and maybe presentation skills. Maybe when you stand in front of people, you can talk without any phobia. So maybe you can include, let's say, let's say strong, yeah, strong communication and let's say presentation skills. Yeah, let's say presentation skills. Then maybe you have, or you also have, let's say teamwork. Let's say, let's say teamwork. So you see, so now you can list as many as possible what you the skills you have. Then the next thing is achievement and certification. So for this one too, you list the achievements and certifications you have. All the all the certifications, please. So this one too, bold it. Um, let's give it this. So you see, and let's maintain the same thing. 12. No, let's highlight it. 14. Let's say 14. Yeah, I think it's okay. So let's just come here, turn this to black, then this one to 12, then unbold it. So now you will list all the achievement and certifications you have. So maybe you can use this. Let's say, for example, at the end of this program, you have a certificate. So you can say certificate, let's say, for example, certificate in, since it's a digital skill, yeah, certificate in digital skills. In digital skills, or you can, let's include training in digital skills training. So then maybe you can include the company, let's say Hammad Technologies. Hammad Technologies is the one that issued the certificate for you, which year? For example, let's say 2025. So you see, then you can list as you can just continue listing all the certificate you have, all your certificates. Maybe during your school, you have been awarded overall best student, so you can put that. Maybe you have been awarded from your faculty, all these certifications that you have, so you can include them here. Then the next thing is hobbies or interest. Let's say hobbies. Let's just leave it hobbies, please. Control B, change this to 14. Give it white color, then background color to be black. So we are done with these hobbies. Then change this to 12. Then yeah. So now, so you can see. So maybe what are your hobbies? Maybe your hobbies is, let's say, reading. Let's say, yeah, maybe reading technology books or articles. Let's put it in this way. Technology articles. Then maybe you play football, maybe playing football. Then maybe you are adapted to, so maybe you are adapted to listening music. So you can include all what you have. Maybe you used to volun, volunteer in community works. Let's say community works. So you see, so from here now, you can, so the last part of our this thing is our is our referees. So we also have to include referees. So some people used to include referees, but some people used to leave it upon request. Maybe when they request you to, when they request you to present a when they request you to present a referee so you can represent it. So some people used to leave it while some people used to add it. Let's say, for example, let's say referees, referees, which is our last part. So let's just bold it. Font style to 14. Then white. Yeah. So let's say this is our referees. So this one too, let's turn it to off. Control B. This one, let's turn it to black. So maybe you can just leave it available upon request. So with this now, with this, you are done with your CV. This is a small and simple CV. So some people ask why we did not put gender, some in old CVs, old method of creating CV, they will add gender. So no. So some people they don't even want to know your gender. Maybe whether you are male, female, or other. Because some people when male and female apply for a job, they used to consider females. Gaskia, they used to consider females very well when applying for a job. So no need for you to put your gender, please. So this is modern method. This is a modern way of creating CV. This is how we create a short CV. I don't say the old way, the old method of creating CV is not acceptable. But now this, as you can see, this is very simple CV. Within a short period of time, you can just create it. So you see, instead of before you have to write curriculum vitae, personal information, etc. So you see, so this is just a simple way to create CV. In case of work experience, please, can I add all the programs I've done? You can add them all. You see, you can add as many work experience you have, and even achievement and certification. All these skills make you see some people, you see their CV up to 5 pages. You see their CV up to 5 pages. So it depends on the working experience you have. You can include as many as possible. You have worked with social company, add it. You have worked with social, add it. Include all the certificates you have, please, and your skills and achievement, please. No, please, it's now I understand your question. You said work experience. No, work experience, please, is not work experience is or the work you have done. All these programs now you can add them under achievement and certification, please. Under achievement and certifications, please. Yeah, under achievement and certification. So please, I think this is the end of our class. So please, if you have any question, you can ask. We have less than 2 minutes, please. Well, less than 3 minutes, please. If you have any question, you can ask. You can drop it in the chat. All the programs you have done with Hammad Technologies, you just add them under achievement and certification. Maybe in Hammad, they have taught you data analysis, data collection. So all those, you say certificate in data analysis, certificate in data collection. Then you come to these skills now and put what maybe you have learned uh, uh, data collection using ComCare. It's all the skills you have. Data collection using ComCare, then maybe data analysis using Power BI, SQL. You understand? So that's how you separate the two. So all the programs you have done with Hammad Technologies are based on achievement, is under achievement and certification. They are not under work experience, please. So please, if you have any question, you can ask. We have less than 2 minutes, please. Okay, thank you. Please, if you have a question, you can drop it in the chat. And if there is no any question, I think we can call it a day. We have less than 1 minute. You see, this is just our small CV. This is just very short. Okay. So I think for the absence of any question, I think we can call it a day. Bye bye.